They were training us to go to Vietnam. And we knew that we had this mission against communism. We had seen what communism had done in Hungary. We had seen and heard about things in Russia, and we heard about Mao Tse-tung. We never realized just what brutal killers they were of their own people, mass murderers effectively, but we knew communism sucked. We saw Fidel Castro and what happened to Cuba. And so we knew that we were up against the forces of darkness at that time, and we're training for that. And at that time, the Green Berets, only thing we knew about were the Green Beret A teams that went over. So you had an A team, there would be a senior medic and a junior medic, and for all the MOSs, and then you'd have the team leader, and then there'd be an officer who'd be a captain, and then there'd be an executive officer. But the team sergeant ran the team, but there'd be that delicate balance between them. So that's what we trained up for. It was A teams going to Vietnam. And through that training, we came to finally to the FTX. You put together your first A team without the officers. And we would go in as a team, we had missions, the commo guys, we had to set up the wires. And of course, here's Army training. This is December 1967. Our training is in the Uwharrie National Park, National Forest in North Carolina. It snowed. We had like a foot of snow for our training prior to going to Vietnam, which is like the perfect oxymoronic WTF situation. You know, it's like, what? We're going to go to Nam and we're here in the snow? And of course, my Texas buddy who had helped me get through with the orientation, we were in the commo together, and he was my joint mate. We were supposed to take turns sleeping. Well, he fell asleep on his watch. The instructor came by, tore down our tent, kicked our ass, put us out in the snow. We survived it. Got through, had to put up the antenna, and we jumped. Our jump, so we finally jumped at night, and we jumped at night at 800 feet. And that's a pretty close jump. I mean,
yeah.
The only ones I heard about some of your programs, some of the guys from today, when they jump at 400 feet. And we had a couple of guys later on with SOG, we had 5 halo jumps into Laos. And then we had 12 or 13, depending who you talk to, static line jumps, some in Laos and then some in South Vietnam when they were supporting A camps that were under siege. But they would talk about jumping at 500 feet, no reserve, because you just go out, the string pulls, and you're landing. And in my case, 800 feet happened really quick because I was the commo guy. So you had your parachute, an emergency parachute, your equipment bag, your M14 bag, and then we had an additional bag because we had to carry, our radio was we called it the Angry 109, and you used that for Morse code. And in order to get that radio, you had to have a handheld generator that sat on a metal frame that you sat on. So you would have somebody would sit there cranking the generator, and then you put the antenna up and communicate back to base. So you had that metal seat,
yeah,
the generator, which was heavy, complete with the handles, and then the radio, plus the M14, and plus other equipment, sleeping bag, and stuff like that. So when he jumped, I jumped heavy and jumped out, and just by the grace of the Lord again, there was one little road, and I came out, the wind took me, and I landed, did a PLF there, and went and did the FTX, the field training exercise. We were out there for 5 or 6 days and nights. Got through it, came back for some final classes, and it was around, I don't know, December 14th, 15th, somewhere around there. This is graduation. Here's your certificate. Congratulations. Here's your pass for a leave for Christmas. In our case, the commo guys, there was a bunch of us that went TDY to Fort Gordon, Georgia for 12 weeks of radio teletype because the A camps needed, and of course we didn't know it, but SOG needed communicators with top secret clearance to run the radio teletype.